Okay, boys and girls, so for today we are going to be reading about animal defenses. And so before we get started with our story, we're going to set up our activity for today. So for our activity today, I want you to get a piece of paper and something to write with, and you're going to section it off. I want you to put four squares, and then you're going to have a big square at the bottom for our question. So make sure to pause the video and make that activity. And so what we're gonna get started with is, since we're talking about how animals defend themselves, for our first square, we're going to write lions, tigers, and bears because they're going to go together. And then our second square, we're going to have hedgehogs and porcupine. Our third square, we're going to write snakes, bees, and ants. And our last square is going to be our pufferfish. So this we're going to do during the reading. And then so for our last square, this is what we're focusing on. So this is our focus question. Our focus question is, what are some ways that animals defend themselves? So after you're done making the activity, I want you to pause the video and then write me 1 to 2 sentences on this one right here. What are some ways that animals defend themselves? So what are some ways that you know that some animals defend themselves? So if you know how a dog defends themselves, a lion, anything like that, make sure to write it here. Make sure to pause the video and write 1 to 2 sentences. And then, so for these 4 right here, what we're going to do is, while we're reading, the book is going to tell us how these animals defend themselves. So I want you to write down how they defend themselves on each of their squares, and then we'll go over it at the end of it. So make sure you pause the video so you could make everything and then answer this question right here. Okay? And then we'll get started with the story. Okay, so this is our story. So it's animal defenses. So you see our focus question in the bottom. What are some ways that animals defend themselves? Our words to know are going to be blending, predators, districts, prey, poison, and venom. So this is our table of content. So it sets it out for you for your activity. It says introduction, claws, teeth, spikes, animals that use venom, animals that use poison, camouflage, other defenses, and our conclusion. Introduction. In the wild, many animals eat other animals. These predators are always on the hunt for their next meal. Their prey, however, don't just sit around waiting to be eaten. These animals have developed many ways to defend themselves. So right here we have a great white shark. It says, sharp teeth and amazing speed make the great white shark one of the ocean's strongest predators. Claws, teeth, and spikes. Lions, tigers, and bears have sharp teeth and claws. Some smaller animals like house cats and raccoons also have them. So in our picture we have a common house cat. It says house cats may be sweet pets, but they still have sharp claws for defense. Some animals have sharp spikes to keep predators away. Porcupines are covered in sharp spikes called quills. The quills are made of the same stuff as human hair and fingernails. The quills can stick in predators' skin like needles. Hedgehogs also have quills. When hedgehogs are attacked, they roll up in a ball so all their quills point out. So let's look at the picture right here. So we see our hedgehog on one side and our porcupine on the other. So it says our hedgehog quills, which is in our left picture, they protect our bodies, but they do not come off. For the porcupine, which is in our right, it comes off easily, sticking into an enemy's skin. So that is how they protect themselves. Animals that use venom. Some animals can hurt or even kill predators with a bite or a sting. These animals deliver venom to defend themselves. So on top we have a Brazilian wandering spider, and then in the bottom we have a honeybee. Some snakes have venom. The venom is in the bite of a king cobra is strong enough to kill an elephant. Bees, wasps, and some ants also have venom. All spiders have fangs, and most spiders have venom too. So on top we have a king cobra, and then in the bottom we have a black widow spider. Animals that use poison. Some animals are poisonous. That means their bodies release a dangerous substance when another animal attacks or tries to eat them. The pufferfish has poison in its skin, and some pufferfish also have spikes to keep enemies away. The poison tastes bad to other fish, and it can be deadly. So on top we have a pufferfish, and it says a pufferfish on the left looks just like any other fish until it puffs out, which is on the right, and it defends itself. The golden poison frog is one of the most poisonous animals in the world. It is only about 5 centimeters long, but its skin is coated with a strong poison. So venom or poison. Venom and poison are not the same thing. Poison soaks into the skin, is eaten, or is breathed in. Venom is delivered through a bite or sting. A scorpion uses venom to defend itself, while a cuttlefish uses poison. Camouflage. Some animals defend themselves by using camouflage or blending in with the world around them. Some squid can change their skin color to hide in the water or to confuse predators. Some insects are the same color as the leaves or branches they live on. For example, the dead leaf butterfly really looks like a dead leaf when its wings are closed. So on top it says, camouflage is nature's way of hiding an animal's location, movement, and identity in a plain sight. Zebras are black with white stripes and travel in groups. Their predators have trouble seeing where one zebra ends and another one begins. This makes it more difficult for predators such as lions to hunt zebras. Other defenses. Most predators catch live prey, so some animals defend themselves by playing dead. The opossum is famous for playing dead when it is afraid. If a hog-nosed snake is attacked, it puffs up and hisses just like a cobra. If it fails, it rolls into its back and releases a stinky liquid. When it does, it looks and smells dead. Some animals, like deer, defend themselves by being faster than the predators that hunt them. Other animals defend themselves by leaving body parts behind. Many lizards lose their tails when attacked. This distracts predators and makes it easier for the lizards to run quickly. Some lizards can even grow their tails back later. Our conclusion. Predators and prey are both necessary in the wild. Both add to the balance of the natural world. Different types of defenses give all animals a fighting chance. And this is our glossary. So make sure you come back to your activity and make sure you fill out those 4 boxes right there. So the first one was lions, tigers, and bears. So the way that they defend themselves is with their claws, and they have sharp teeth. So that is how they are going to defend themselves. The next one is going to be hedgehogs and porcupine. So hedgehogs have the same way, but they're different for a little bit. So a hedgehog, they have a sharp quill, but it doesn't come off. Then for the porcupine, they also have a sharp quill, but when they use it, it comes off and it sticks to anything that is trying to get to them. Our next one is snakes, bees, and ants. For this one, they have venom, and they either bite or sting. But either way, all 3 of them have venom, which can kill another animal. And then for our last one is our puffer fish. For our puffer fish, it has poison in its skin, and some of them even have spikes on their skin that also protect them. So our pufferfish, we remember it looks like any other fish until it tries to defend itself, and then it expands, and then that makes it harder for whatever's trying to eat it to get to it. So make sure you fill everything out, and make sure you also wrote down on your focus question.